Coming up, we're giving you an inside look at Dead Space 2. We're talking about the labels that they want to put on your video games, and I'm going to show you Jess getting jiggy with it. Hello gamers, how are you guys doing? Welcome to our new Wednesday night edition of This Week in Video Games. This is our new time, 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, or 7:15, because it's our first time on Wednesdays. I'm your host, Andrea Renee, and as always, I'm here with the beautiful Miss Jessica Villarreal.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on our new time. We have a really exciting show.
And we've got, as always, Adrian Acevedo-Smith, man in the chat with you guys.
Hello guys, nice to see you again.
And we've got a really fantastic show lined up for you today. We have a special guest in studio with us. That's right, it's the one, the only Sleebs from Mahalo Video Games. Sean Liebert is here.
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight?
So you excited to be here and talk about Dead Space 2?
Yeah, and in fact, just before we start, I want to give Adrian a shout out because he has a nice shirt.
I agree, your shirt.
Sporting the same exact thing that I am.
It's
Oh,
great.
you guys are wearing
No,
this.
look at that.
I didn't even
This is
notice
good
that.
stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, I would say.
Nice.
Arrow
Not
87.
intentional whatsoever.
And speaking of shout-outs, I want to give a big shout-out to all of our fans in the chat room. We got the Wisdom Cube, we got Stupid, Jason DCD, Dead Pixel Live. I see some really awesome new names. We got Jason MB, G-Man07. Of course, my man Miguel is in there. Pennyman, Rob, we love you here. And Robin Hood, Andy, I see you in there too. We love you guys. If you're not watching us live and you want to join our chat room, you can always do so. It's at ustream.tv/thisweekin. We love everyone in our chat, and we thank you guys for joining us on our new time. As always, if you're not following us on Twitter, you should. It's at TWIVG. You can follow Jess at JessV, Adrian at Godzilla Rex, myself at Andrea Renee, and Sean, you're at Sleebs. That's with
correct.
a B, as in boy.
That is right. That's right.
So, tell me a little bit about how you got involved with Mahalo Video Games.
Well, Mahalo Video Games, that's a very long story. Actually, obviously I went to school for video editing, and that was really fun. My whole life I've been playing video games. I recently, I guess a few months ago, I got into actually gaming for a website, aside from Mahalo, where we actually did a bunch of reviews. So I was actually in the game way before Mahalo Video Games. So I just did a lot of video editing, a lot of reviews, walkthroughs, etc., and all that fun stuff. So that's how I got into here.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And we were talking a little bit before the show about your favorite types of games, and you said you don't like first-person shooters.
That is kind of incorrect. I do like them. I wouldn't say they're my favorite, because I grew up on a lot of third-person, storylines, like as far as like Silent Hill. So survival horror is a huge thing. At least Resident Evil, is a really big impact for me.
Absolutely.
So that started everything for me. So yes.
Well, very cool. We're going to talk more about survival horror shooters later on in the show when we take our inside look at Dead Space 2. But right now, we're going to get into some headlines. There was a lot of news that came out just today even, and this week, and we're only going to touch on just a couple subjects. One of the first things I want to talk about is Silent Hill is returning with Downpour in Q3 this year. That's going to come out sometime in late summer. Now, this is the 8th installment in the Silent Hill franchise, and these are a couple screenshots that we have that I got courtesy of Konami. And this is a really interesting series. I remember playing Silent Hill back when it first came out. I remember playing it on the PS2 and having to just scare the bejesus out of me.
Yep.
I don't know what people love so much about horror games. I don't like being scared in games, I'm not going to lie.
I think the scarier the game, the better it is. If something can scare me, then I give it a thumbs up, because maybe I'm just desensitized and immune to the horror genre. But if it can scare me, then they did their job, and they did it well.
Especially for Silent Hill, they have a huge community of players. People love the storylines, more particularly the first couple games, and they've been wanting to consistently do a lot more with Silent Hill. So I think there's a lot of anticipation for this game that's coming out, and I'm pretty excited. So hopefully, it does pretty well.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of anticipation. If you guys don't know anything about the game, it's going to, you're going to play a character called Murphy Pendleton, and he's an inmate, a lucid dreaming convict that's become stranded in Silent Hill. And as always, there's puzzles, favorite creatures, and then an emphasis on water and its role in the game. Now, Konami's doing a really cool thing this time around. They're doing a Facebook competition. They're going to hand select 6 submissions for different artwork to be featured in the game. What they're doing is they're asking you, the fans, to create a statue that will be featured in the game. Now, it can't be based off of any of the other statues that you find in any previous Silent Hill games. So if you're an artist or you kind of fancy yourself, wanting to be involved in video game graphics, this is a really good opportunity to get a piece of your work featured in the game. And you can go to Konami's Facebook page to get all the entry info for that contest. So next up in our news block here is our little demo roundup, is what I'm calling it, because there's so many cool demos that are out and that are coming out. I wanted to quickly touch on a couple of them. The first one that I want to talk about is Bulletstorm. Now, this demo hit this week, and we have some little trailer that just was released today. It's called the Revenge trailer, and I want you guys to take a little peek at this.
I will not die for your revenge, Gray.
Our revenge. Serrano tried to use us to do some ugly shit. Motherfucker is here.
Use the General to get off-world. Killing him is counterproductive.
Either make with one sweet and sloppy apology, or I will fuck up your life!
I am gonna kill you! Bigger firepower! Woo! Yeah! Badass bosses! Oh, shit! More skill shots than you can count. Combos that'll pucker your butthole.
Now, this absolutely looks really like a good time. I want to say it looks kind of hokey, based off the trailer, but I think it looks really fun. And sometimes in a shooter, you just want to shoot stuff. You know what I mean? You don't want a big backstory. You don't want a really complicated wheelhouse of weapons. You just want to blow the crap out of shit.
The people in the chat room all pretty much like it. I said yay or nay, and they're all saying yay.
Yeah,
I know. I saw the DCD had mentioned that he had played the demo and that he really liked it. So I'm really looking forward to going at home and trying this tonight.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to do the demo because I know it's a game that I'm already going to own, and I just have that stigma about demos. Like, if I know that I'm going to buy this game and I'm going to play it, I don't want any sort of spoilers or things like that, because I'll go through the game and be like, oh, I remember this part. This is the part that I played in the demo, and just rush through it. And I just feel like I always want that brand new feeling when I play a game. But with Bulletstorm, I think we're getting the best of both worlds. I think it's going to have a very intricate storyline, as well as just the fun explosions and crazy language, and the more vulgar, the better, I think.
Well, I just played the demo just a few hours ago, and what's fun about it is it's not just a shooter. You have a really unique way of killing enemies. Like, you can get combos and points for that sort of, just destroying people and buildings and all that. And that's the fun thing and uniqueness of this Bulletstorm. So I'm pretty excited for it.
Awesome. And it's not the only cool demo that came out this week. Also, Crysis 2 came out this week as well. I don't know if anyone in the chat has gotten a chance to check that out. But this game, I remember first seeing it at E3 this year, and it looked pretty interesting. Come on, there's a lot of alien invasion stories when it comes to video games, but I think that what they're doing with the nanosuit is kind of reminiscent of what was going on in Vanquish. I don't know, Adrian, I know you spent a lot of time playing Vanquish. Have you tried out the Crysis 2 demo yet?
I haven't tried out the Crysis 2 demo, but it looks like in the chat room, Dead Pixel Live has played it, Wisdom Cube liked it, so people are really pumped for this game as well.
Yeah, I see Blaze Shepherd in there says, Crysis 2, so excited. So I thought the graphics looked really good. I thought the gameplay mechanics looked pretty interesting. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking that one out, too. And there was also another news story that came out today about the Killzone 3 demo. Woo! Now, this is a game that I know a lot of people are really, really excited about. And they announced that if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you will be able to download and play the demo on February 8th, before everybody everybody else. I know the game is released on February 22nd, and they're releasing the regular demo, I believe, the week before that. I think it's like the 15th or something like that. But if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you get it early. So if you don't have your membership yet, and you're thinking about it, maybe this will be a little carrot, for you to go get it. So, are you excited about Killzone 3?
I am. I'm excited. I mean, I would say, on a level, probably lukewarm, because I didn't play Killzone 2. I'll just straight up and say that, because I played the demo. It's kind of funky for me. Not to be wrong on it, but it seems like it's going to be a fun game.
Yeah. I played Killzone 2, and I just absolutely loved it, because the way of thinking of it is like it's the thinking man's first-person shooter. It's not like all jumpy, flighty, that you can shoot from the air and stuff. Like, you actually have to take cover. You feel like you're in a war, which you can't say for a lot of games. You feel in a lot of games, oh, well, here comes the exploding building, here comes the chopper. And this one, different stuff happens all the time. You always feel like you're in the thick of it.
Nice. Very cool. So we're looking forward to that as well, and hopefully we'll be able to show you some of it once it's released. And now we're moving on to our last story in this section, and the headline is Congressman Seeks Health Warning Label on Violent Video Games. Now, this story was all over the video game blogs today and the video game news sites. It's about a bill that was originally introduced in 2009 called the Video Game Warning Label Act, I believe. The act, I don't have the exact title with me, but basically what the representative wants to do, and he's from California, and he's a Democrat on top of that, which is kind of shocking to me that he would be for something which I consider pretty conservative legislation. And he wants to put a warning that reads this on video games. Warning, excessive exposure to violent video games and other violent media has been linked to aggressive behavior.
I wish there would be a judge. I wish there was just a judge out there that said, okay, enough with the video game banning and labeling and all that stuff. There are more important things in this world going on right now, or in this country, like getting more jobs for people who live in California. It doesn't, I feel like video game warnings are the last thing that we need to be worrying about right now. And there have been so many studies that have shown up inconclusive that video games cause violence or don't cause violence and things like that. Exactly. Whereas, he says, like with cigarette ads, cigarettes put warning labels on their boxes to let people know, but there's been scientific proof that cigarettes are hazardous to your health. There's no proof that video games do that. So I think it's kind of...
I think there is literal proof that games do not really affect you aggressively. I mean, walking example, like myself, I've been playing games since I was 5 years old.
Right.
Hey, I haven't shot anyone yet,
Yet.
I mean, like literally, no, like I have no, like that kind of aggression, like I don't want to take anyone out. It's like I am the most sensitive person in the world, I don't want to do, like, hurt anyone at all,
Right.
But we can talk forever about this kind of stuff.
What are they saying in the chat, Adrian?
A lot of different opinions. One of them, Orion Saint said, because before video games there was no violence.
Well, what's interesting about Orion saying that is that actually there was one of the blogs that I was looking at that had a chart of all of the violent crimes that had happened. And they said that since the 1970s, violent crime has actually gone down per capita very consistently year to year. So violent crime is at an all-time low in the United States, I can say. Around the world, I don't know what the stats are. And video games didn't really get introduced mainstream until the 80s, late 80s.
Right.
And so if you think about it, when the more violent the video games, the lower the crime rate. So I don't think that they have any kind of connection here at all.
Movies have been out as well. Movies have always been violent. Like Skeletix pointed out, video games are as hazardous to your health and affect you as much as movies do, which is nil. Like,
right.
It's
well, they
just
said the
Beatles.
Form. They said the Beatles are what caused violence, and Elvis is why teenagers were having premarital sex and stuff like that. It's like, no, it's because people want to have sex, not because of Elvis. So
absolutely.
Yeah, but I think it's ridiculous. And of course, everyone who does support video games will talk and say until they're blue in the face that violence does not stem from video games. And like I said, I just think there's so many other issues that the country could be concentrating on than a warning label on a video game
box.
Exactly.
I mean, and the bottom line is the ESRB already exists. If they're not reading the current ratings and labels that are already on the box of your video game, they're not going to read another warning label on there. So, and with that, we're going to look at a really violent video game. That's right. It's our inside look at Dead Space 2. All right, now I know a lot of people have been super excited for the release of this game, and you've been playing it, and you've been playing it. I haven't gotten a chance to play this yet because I'm absolutely terrified of it. But Sean, give me a little bit about the game. I know we have a couple of videos here that we're going to look at too.
Well, Dead Space 2, to be short, is a direct sequel to Dead Space 1. I believe it takes place like 3 years after the first one. Has to do with Isaac Clarke. He reprises his role. Something is wrong still with Mr. Isaac, and he's found on like a moon of Saturn where it's like a medical hospital, and they're treating him, and then the infection happens again. So to be brief, that's what it is overall, and now he's on the run trying to save the day.
Oh.
And what's great is if you missed the first game, or even the movies or the comics, which I brought with me because I'm a diehard fan, on the second game you can watch the previously on Dead Space segment. It's a 4 to 5 minute video, a recap of what happened between the movie, Extraction, and Dead Space 1, and it's actually narrated by Dr. Kine, who was the actor in the cartoon and in the first game. He reprises his role, and you don't really know that it's him until he says something like, it was my own religion, which was the Unitology or something like that. So it's really cool. He has a fantastic voice, and it's a great little short at the beginning of Dead Space 2. So
very nice. Awesome. So let's get into our first video. This is about the train in Dead Space, correct?
Yes, the train section of the Dead Space 2. And this is actually probably one of the, I would say it's not too far into the game. It's a very exciting part of it. It's like you're going through, we haven't really experienced too many like moving areas. So this is like one of the very first ones we actually experience. So right here, at this section, you're basically going through and you're taking out enemies that you've probably seen from the first one. So there's not much of a huge difference because of that. So with this one, it's the same. Right now, he's got the same suit. There are different suits in this game. You still have the same like kinetic powers and all that. So at this point, this is very fun. You guys have to watch this.
Oh, you're like flying.
He is Superman. He's got he's got a different job in the.
So no, he's kind of levitating here because of the special kind of suit that he's wearing.
Yeah, I mean it's very similar. I mean I believe he has some like rockets on his feet as well in this in this instance.
And then you get an achievement for that. Boop, boop.
Yeah,
you do. Yeah.
Oh, I must have not gotten it because I got hit there. So.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I have to go back and replay that, I guess.
Yeah,
because I'm such an achievement
for surviving the train something or other. I can't remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I did get it.
Maybe you did. Check it out. Yeah.
I don't know.
Very cool.
I really don't know. Okay, there's.
And there's the necromorph.
Yeah. Okay, I was using this gun here, which actually catapults your enemies. It's like a stake through the heart. It's really fun.
Nice. Now, what part of the game is this? Is this in the front part of the game, right?
This is pretty much. This is one of the early parts of the game. So right here, something's going on. Not fun. Now this is pretty exciting. Get your adrenaline pumping here. You're sliding through. You have to like defend yourself while like going through. This is really fun.
And I think it's fun. Someone in the chat said Death Pixel Lives of Wives and Jess playing instead of One Sock Guy. And I'm glad you brought that up because Jess is going to play because we are going to show her playing a little bit of the multiplayer. But before we get to that, you have a couple other videos. In the next one, you are talking about the Sanctuary. It has to do with the Church of Unitology. Yeah,
I believe so. It's this part. It's actually much scarier now. I would say there are a lot of parts in this game that really drive your heart rate up. We're gonna prelude right into one of the bigger parts of the game with a bigger enemy. So we'll see that very shortly once I get in here and move forward.
I remember seeing this part of the game when I saw the demo.
This is actually part of the demo.
Scared the bejesus out of me.
This is actually part of the demo. But yeah, basically look for bright objects to shoot. That's your goal here.
How do you rotate? Like, do you just use the joystick to move back and forth so he doesn't like stab you with that thing?
Well, no, those are all scripted, of course. But
okay.
You basically have to shoot it until he pulls you too far, otherwise you die. Fortunately for me, I was good enough. And then the dead babies, here they come.
These are like probably the creepiest character in the game.
Yes, they are, in fact.
They're fast,
and they're screaming.
And there's a lot of them.
They scream, so I'm running like a little baby myself. up this hall here.
And I've heard that you really get the most out of this game if you wear headphones when you play because the sound design is really fantastic.
Oh
haven't
yeah,
tried that
just like the first one. If you have a home theater at home, 7.1 surround sound, this game is going to be your game of the year, without a doubt. So look at all these babies here.
Dead Pixel Live says Andrea hates babies.
I do not hate babies. I just hate babies that have claws for hands and want to rip your face off.
Yeah, the sound design was amazing in the fact that they really are good at making things that go bump in the night, because you'll hear a sound over here and you'll turn around and see what it is, and it is absolutely nothing. And you can't help but turn and look and find out, like, oh, is something over there? Oh no, it's nothing. Oh, is something over there? Yes, there is something over there, and it just stabbed me in the face.
Yeah.
It's really.
It's a wonderfully crafted game.
Yeah.
I haven't really had this experience since maybe BioShock, at least with the sound design.
Oh yeah.
That's a really popular game for its sound. Now, if you're going to be playing this game on like a really small 20-inch TV and it's not even high def, you're probably going to lose a lot of the experience. But I would say this is definitely worth checking out. At least the audio, as far as audio goes, this is really amazing. So we're almost done this portion here. And to note here, there's not, from my experience so far, there's not that many new weapons. It's a lot of a rehash of the previous title. So you still get the plasma cutter and the submachine gun and the
line gun.
Yeah, the line gun and all that stuff.
Very nice. Yeah, we got Jess set up here. She's about to jump into online match with some people on the Titan Mines map. So we'll see how she fares. Now, I watched a little bit of the multiplayer action in the Mahalo video games department earlier with Cliff and Mr. Sohinki, and it's a pretty nuts how you can play as the Necromorphs and really you go after people with those spiky hand things.
Yeah,
real quick, I haven't played the multiplayer, so what is my goal here?
Your goal here, if you are a human, or are you a necromorph?
How do you know?
You'll know once the game starts.
Okay.
The thing about this, it's not really, they don't really tag on the multiplayer. It does have some fun to it. However, there's very few game modes, and that's one of the issues that some people have. There's not much diversity.
Well, do you think that's? I mean, they already announced that they're going to put out a downloadable content pack for Dead Space. I mean, EA has already said, hey, we're putting out this pack called Severed.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure what they're gonna do is they're going to
so what you're doing,
add more maps and DLC.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what they have.
I'm just gonna follow Red Wolf.
I
don't know what I'm doing.
What you want to do is
you want to kill the Necromorphs.
Yeah, but you have an objective. You have to let's see, you have to go where that little meter tells you to go. So you need to acquire this little object, but make sure you stay with your team because you're gonna get.
I've heard that teamwork is really crucial in this game.
It's not just a run and gun. It's a lot more.
What'd I do? I just picked something up.
You have to hold it.
Ah!
Watch out.
He's coming for you.
It's this game is a lot like Left 4 Dead if you're very familiar with that. It's a lot about teamwork. So
got it.
Now you have the objects. You can't really run, so you have to rely on your teammates.
Oh, I shot my friend. Sorry, guy.
There is friendly fire, so there is
so
a lot.
You can shoot your teammates.
Yes, you can. Hit A. Spam that A button.
I am.
There you go.
Get him off me.
Now you can hit B to regain your health.
Right.
Make sure you get that. And then, of course, you can always get more ammo. But I would also advise to play this in the dark as well.
Oh no!
I have crappy teammates, man. Save me.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of that.
Okay, and we have one more video we want to show while Jess continues to fight her way in the multiplayer. And this is a boss fight video that you have put together for us.
Yes, I did.
Oh, I remember seeing this in the demo too.
This is also the last portion of the demo. However, I'm going to show you a lot more that you'll see here. So there, in this game, there's a little bit of what do you call it? The quick action, the quick button sequences. You have to press.
Quick time events.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of that right now. So I'm going to show you the boss.
This is gnarly. Oh.
Very frightening moment.
And just like the detail of like the human bones sticking out of that monster.
Yeah.
It's just gruesome. And this is one of the early bosses, right?
Yeah, it's an earlier part of the game still. But you'll surely see the entire battle here. So, you know, it just pretty much explains for itself. I don't want to ruin the experience right now.
Jason thinks tonguing that thing must be awesome.
He says what?
Yeah, tonguing that thing must be
Tonguing
awesome.
that thing.
Ew, gross.
There's weird fetishes though, I swear. So now I'm trying to run away. But of course, there's the gunship. Oh no.
And now you're free falling in space.
Now I'm in space.
I mean,
really
the
fun.
graphics on this game really look phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
And of course, I'm told, obviously, if you have like a high output television with like 250 hertz or 240 hertz, excuse me, like it really like improves the look of the game in a way that
Absolutely.
I mean, you just can't get on some of these lower end televisions. So
Absolutely.
if you have a friend who's got a really fancy HD TV or LCD TV, bring your PlayStation or your Xbox over and really, really experience it the way I think Dead Space was meant to be experienced.
Absolutely.
So Jess is going to continue to play in the multiplayer, but we have to get to our Yo Adrian segment. Sean, thank you so much for coming by
Thank you.
and showing
It's
us
been a
Dead
pleasure.
Space 2.
I want to do it again.
Absolutely. We'll
hopefully not
definitely
too
have you
long.
back.
Hopefully not till Dead Space 3. I hope.
But now we have to move on to our favorite walkthrough segment, Yo Adrian.
Adrian.
So for this week, I once again brought in LittleBigPlanet 2, just finished it, and the reason why I brought it in is that there's two really particularly tough sections that I wanted to share with you guys to show you how to complete. It's just a bit of one of the levels that's nearing the end of the game and the final boss. So take it away. All right, so this is Full Metal Rabbit. Now what you have to do here, he climbs up and you have to catch every bomb as soon as you hit it. You catch it, throw, catch, throw, catch, throw, and then that way you'll be able to defeat that part of the boss. And then this time, you want to jump after the fire shoots and is slowly starting to dissipate. That's exactly when you jump. If you jump any sooner or any afterward or after that, you will get burned. And lastly, catch a bomb, throw it at him. They're always throwing bombs at you. You gotta watch out. This is tough because you have to time it and then you bounce, bounce back. And then you bounce, bounce back. Don't try to bounce all the way through because you will get burned as well. And once again, at the very end, they're gonna throw a bomb at you, so grab it and throw it back at him and you will be fine. The rest of the section is not that difficult. Now on to the final boss, Into the Heart of Negativitron. As you can see, blast your way to the right, hit him, and as soon as you hit him, go all the way to the left, and you'll be able to easily hit him. And keep repeating this pattern about 5 more times, I think, and you'll be able to conquer the first part of this boss. After that, you're going to go into the second section of it. So here, immediately bop to the right, and then start swinging your way and hopping your way to the right. Try to see which way is best. Sometimes it's better to jump, sometimes it's better to swing. And eventually, they'll shoot a little missile at his mouth, you hit him in the head, and you have to repeat this process several times until you finally can get to the third section of the game.
Someone's saying Skeletex says that's a kick-ass Snake LittleBigPlanet character.
Oh, why thank you, Skeletex. Yeah, I had a lot of fun designing that guy. All right, so now we move on to the third section of this boss. It looks really insanely tough, but as soon as it starts, go to the right section right here, and you just stay put for the rest of the boss fight. See those little lasers he's firing? There's only one that can potentially hit you, and that's the one that hits you in the far corner. So as soon as it's gonna hit you, you jump, and then nothing will hit you. And you just stay there, and as you see, I speeded it up here. This is all he does throughout the rest of the fight. And then eventually, after he shoots a couple more lasers at you, he's going to shoot these big plasma things. And now he's going to give you a chance to finally inflict some damage on it. So they're going to throw a cake at you. You throw the cake at him. And now the tricky part is, though, that next time the button's going to pop out on the other side of his head. So as soon as he starts glowing purple there, run to the left side. Because if you don't run to the left side, you will be squished by him. So once you start alternating left and right, at the end he's going to go a little crazy. He's going to start firing even more and more lasers. I speeded it up here. for dramatic effect. And once he's done with that, you can finally throw the final cake, and you will have conquered the final boss in LittleBigPlanet 2 with no lives lost, which gives you that little logo, and you get aced. That's it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I think that LittleBigPlanet was really doing something innovative by allowing people to really kind of take the creation of the game into their own hands. And I know in the chat room they had said that a lot of people are going to skip right to the creative content of the game instead of doing the actual built-in levels themselves.
That would be a shame, because it's just the levels themselves are just miles ahead of the first one, because gone are like levels where you feel like, that wasn't really necessary. What was the theme of that level? Felt kind of boring. Every one of them feels like a true, honest-to-God platformer. I haven't been challenged that much since I played Donkey Kong Country Returns. So.
Wow,
yeah.
that's a statement.
Yes,
definitely. And you know what else is a statement? Miss Jessica Villarreal shaking it on this recent Kinect commercial.
I lost. Sorry.
Oh, what?
I lost
in the multiplayer in Dead Space.
Pouting.
Well, she posted this on her Twitter today, and we pulled a little clip of it. So check out Jessica in this Kinect Microsoft commercial. Very nice.
That was fun. It was fun. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun going out there and just they had like a little square set up to where you could just do anything that you wanted in the square, and yeah, a lot of people started crowding around, and a lot of just like random people started coming up and playing games, and so it was really nice to be a part of something like that, and so.
No, it's really cool, and if you guys want to watch the whole video, we'll have it posted on our blog once this episode goes up on our site, thisweekend.com. And I have to take the opportunity to give a big shout out and thank you to Hip Hop Gamer. He was on our show a few weeks back.
And I was in chat.
He just came in chat. He featured me on his website today in his first inaugural episode of Hot Girls in Gaming. He said some kind of controversial things. I'm not going to lie. You know I love hip hop. But if you guys want to check it out, go to hiphopgamershow.com and take a little peek at it. So, and that's it for our show today. We are all out of time. Sean, thank you so much for coming by and giving us an awesome look at Dead Space 2.
Really exciting. Thank you.
He's going to have a lot of really great walkthrough videos up on Mahalo Video Games channel on YouTube. So look for those in the upcoming days, because I know that there's a lot to cover in that game as well. So, and as always, if you guys want to check out Adrian's LittleBigPlanet 2 walkthroughs, if that's more of your speed, you're not really into the Dead Space, you can also find those on the Mahalo Video Games channel. And Jess is actually going to be featured tonight on the Geek Down show.
Yes, we're going to be talking some 3D gaming, so that'll be at 9 p.m. tonight. So come back and see me. I'll be here.
And it's not on this channel, though. If you want to find out what channel it is, you got to follow them on Twitter at GeekDownShow. And then you can find the link to where the chat room will be and where the show will be streaming live. But she will be doing that at 9 p.m. tonight. So
or if you just follow me on Twitter, I can tweet out the link and you can find it there.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
And you can follow us on Twitter at TWIVG. We will post the link from our page as well. I want to give a big thank you to Storm On Demand. We love them because they make all of the great content here at thisweekend.com possible. You are watching This Week in Video Games because of Storm On Demand. If you guys have any use for cloud computing, please visit their site, stormondemand.com. You can find Adrian on Twitter at GodzillaRex. I know you're getting better about being more active.
Yes, I'm trying to post stuff that's going on in my life, you know.
Well, we all want to know what's going on in the life of Adrian. You can find me at Andrea Renee. You can find our awesome guest Sean at Sleebs. That's SLEEBS. That's B as in boy. And we will be back next week with another awesome show at our new time on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Enjoy the rest of your week. But for now, it's game over.